Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a timeless classic, a story that might just change the way you think about problem solving and, well, showing off. It's the tale of the cat and the fox, and trust me, there's more to it than just two animals having a chat. Picture this, a winding country road, a warm afternoon. A sleek, confident fox and a quiet, observant cat are traveling together. They're partners in crime, so to speak, snatching a little snack here and there as they journey. To pass the time, they start a debate. And like many friendly arguments, it soon gets a little heated, a little personal. The fox, puffing out his chest, looks at the cat with a smirk. "You think you're pretty clever, don't you?" He sneers. "But do you honestly think you know more than me?" "Why, I'm a genius. I know a whole sack full of tricks to get out of any situation imaginable. A whole sack full." The cat, who had been quietly grooming a paw, just blinked. "Well," she replied calmly, "I'll admit I only know one trick. Just one. But let me tell you, my friend, that one trick is worth 1,000 of yours." The fox just laughed, a loud, condescending laugh that echoed down the lane. One trick? How pathetic. What could you possibly do with just one measly trick? He was about to list all of his brilliant, complex strategies when a sound cut through the air. It was the distant call of a hunter's horn, followed by a sound that would make any woodland creature's zest blood run cold, the frantic yelping of a pack of hounds. They were close. And they were getting closer. Before the fox could even process what was happening, the cat sprang into action. In a flash, a blur of fur and muscle, she was halfway up a tall, sturdy tree. She scrambled into the thickest part of the branches, concealing herself perfectly among the leaves. From her safe perch, she looked down at the panicking fox. "This is my trick," she called down, her voice steady. "Now, let's see what yours are worth." The fox was in a total frenzy. His mind, usually so sharp and boastful, was now a chaotic mess. The sackful of tricks he was so proud of suddenly felt like a heavy weight. Which one should he use? The zigzag run? The double back maneuver? Maybe he should try to find a burrow? Or perhaps the play dead trick? He tried a little bit of everything. He dodged left, then right. He sprinted, then suddenly stopped and doubled back on his tracks, trying to confuse the hounds. He saw a small burrow and squeezed inside, but it was too shallow. He darted out, the hounds nipping at his tail. He ran at top speed, his heart pounding in his chest, his lungs burning. He tried another burrow, and another, but nothing worked. His mind was racing, cycling through dozens of plans, but he couldn't commit to a single one. His sackful of tricks was his undoing. While he was busy trying to decide which clever plan to execute, the hounds closed in. They were relentless. From the tree, the cat watched the tragic scene unfold. The fox, the great boaster, the master of 1,000 tricks, was finally cornered. The hounds caught him, and that was the end of the fox and all his cunning plans. So, what's the big takeaway from this story? It's a powerful lesson that we can all apply to our own lives. The fox represents overthinking, complexity, and analysis paralysis. He had so many options that he couldn't choose any. He was so caught up in being clever that he failed to be effective. His pride in his sackful of tricks was ultimately his downfall. The cat, on the other hand, represents simplicity, focus, and decisive action. She didn't have 100 different plans. She had one. One reliable, tested, and effective plan that she executed without hesitation. When danger appeared, she didn't waste a single second debating options. She knew what to do, and she did it. Think about it in your own life. How often do we get stuck because we're trying to find the absolute perfect solution? Whether it's in our careers, our personal projects, or even just making daily decisions. We research endlessly. We make pro and con lists that are a mile long. We ask everyone for their opinion. We fill our own sack of tricks with so many possibilities that we end up doing nothing at all. This is what psychologists call analysis paralysis. The fear of making the wrong choice becomes so overwhelming that we choose not to make any choice. The fox was paralyzed by his own cleverness. The story teaches us that sometimes the simplest path is the best one. Having one good solid plan that you can execute flawlessly is infinitely better than having 1,000 half-baked ideas that you can't decide between. It's about practicality over pretension. It's about action over endless deliberation. The moral is often stated as, common sense is always worth more than cunning. The cat used common sense. Hounds can't climb trees. It's a simple, undeniable fact. The fox, with all his cunning, overlooked the most obvious and effective solution because he was too busy trying to be brilliant. So the next time you find yourself facing a problem, take a moment and think like the cat. What is the one simple, effective thing you can do right now? Don't get lost in the weeds trying to invent a complex, multi-step plan. Identify your tree. What is your simple, safe, and effective escape route or solution? Often, we already know what we need to do. The challenge isn't a lack of options, but a lack of commitment to one. Choose your trick, practice it, and trust it. When the hounds of life start chasing you, whether it's a deadline, a difficult conversation, or an unexpected crisis, you will all be glad you have one solid plan to fall back on instead of a sackful of confusing possibilities. It's a powerful reminder to value simplicity and effectiveness. Be the cat, not the fox. Know your one good trick and be ready to use it. Thanks so much for watching and thinking about this story with me today. It's one of my favorites for a reason. What do you think? Have you ever been a fox when you should have been a cat? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this little bit of ancient wisdom, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, stay wise and keep it simple.